the Chicago Bears. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I did. It took me 22 minutes, 25 minutes to get to this. And you guys are lucky that I filibustered for 25 minutes before talking about the Bears, because the Bears are in first place. The Bears are 8-3. They have been an excellent team in their last 9 games, 8-1. They're the second best offense over that stretch in the NFL. The number one in takeaways. They have played some really good football. But my bias aside, okay, Jamie, I need to hear from you. Do you genuinely think that this team could be a playoff contender?
Oh, they are. No, the question now is how far they can go. And to me, I'm not ready to put them in the category of like where the Rams are yet.
No.
But I do think this is not fool's gold. I think this is the culmination of a long process to get here,
Yep.
and the right coaching staff to start to make it work. This feels a little Lions-esque from when they were coming up a little bit, where they had high picks. Now, in their case, obviously, they went out and they got, they moved Stafford for Goff versus the Bears using the number 1 pick on a quarterback, but where they accumulated talent at different parts of their roster, and they just kind of needed the right fits at the right time to put it together. And I think that's what's happening here. And quite frankly, I still think the best is yet to come. I don't think necessarily this year, but you look at the injuries on the defensive side of the ball, and you look at the issues on the second level of that defense, those are correctable issues. They don't have a left tackle right now either, and I think that's going to get solved this offseason. I think the Bears are going to be the sleeping giant for 2026. For this year, I do think they're a playoff team. I do think they're a threat, and they're a team you don't want to play in the postseason. I don't quite have them going to the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl quite yet.
No.
But this is legit. Caleb Williams is playing pretty good football right now. He has calmed down a little bit, which has been really helpful. Yeah. The offensive line, outside of left tackle, has been playing extremely well for this team. Ben Johnson has gotten through to Caleb Williams. And you know how you know that is you watch the way that he played the first couple weeks of the season and watch the way he's playing now. He is listening. And I know there was some concern about whether or not Caleb would maybe be too stubborn for his own good, which sometimes happens when you have a supremely talented player that has been told they're the greatest thing since sliced bread since the time they're a teenager. But he's bought in and he has listened. And everybody is getting involved, and they're slowly integrating new players. Over the last month of the year, you know who's arguably been one of their best players? Colston Loveland, the rookie tight end. He was hurt late last year. He missed a lot of the offseason, and so he had to kind of get up and running. And while everybody was talking about how, it's a terrible pick to take him over Tyler Warren, the Bears are stupid, the Bears are whatnot, they're going to see they're both very good players, and they're both going to have really good careers.
Yep.
You look at another player who got hurt early in training camp and missed some time, is now starting to be used a little bit more, and Luther Burden. They haven't unlocked every element that they're going to unlock this year, even on their offense. And on their defense, they're ball hawks, man. Like, you might not like the names. You might, like guys like, Nashawn Wright and Kevin Byard, they might not be the household names. Maybe Byard is now because of his time. He was an elite player in Tennessee for a while, but those guys are difference makers, and they're going to get healthier. They're going to get Jalen Johnson to be 100% at some point. You're going to add pieces to this defense in the offseason, but they're well coached on both sides of the ball. They have a ton of talent. This is not a team overperforming their talent level. This is a team living up to its talent level. And they're only going to get more talented and theoretically more healthy as they go on. So for this year, I think this is the set the table year. I'm a real big believer in there. I know my phrase is a nonlinear progression, but I'm a big believer in you don't just go from here to Super Bowl.
No.
It rarely ever happens that way. You kind of need to set the table. This is the set the table year where they're competitive. They're playing in close games. They're winning some of these close games. Yep. I know they haven't faced the greatest teams of all time, but that's okay. Neither has New England. Neither has Denver. Neither has some of these other teams. And you know what they're doing? They're setting the table as well, because I don't think those teams are in the Super Bowl, but you're going to feel really good about them in 2026. And I think that's the same version of this Bears team. Are they legit playoff contenders? Yes. Are they legit NFC North championship contenders? Yes. Am I going to pick them to go to the Super Bowl? That's where I'm going to stop right there.
Correct.
But this is legitimate. And if you're a Bears fan, you should be really excited right now, because Ben Johnson looks to be everything he was advertised to be. And there's a lot of times that, you have these coordinators and you feel great about them. They're the next big thing. They're going to fix all the problems, and then they don't. Ben Johnson has assumed this role. He maybe waited a year longer than Bears fans would have hoped to take the job.
It's okay.
And he has taken this team, and they have better discipline as a team. They have more leadership as a team. Dennis Allen, as we talked about in our last show, has done a really good job on that other side of the ball. This is a team that is ascending right now. And I know what you're going to say. I know you're going to say it's tough to buy in as a Bears fan because they're the Bears and they've hurt you so much. I think this is the start of what could be a really special run for them over the next few years. Yep. Just don't get carried away or get discouraged if maybe they only win one playoff game or they don't win a playoff game. This team is a playoff caliber team, and this team is here to stay. They are a contender for 2026. And I think that is the biggest piece here is you make the playoffs now, you learn what that experience is like with this roster and these players, and then you come back hungrier, healthier, and hopefully with more assets infused both in the draft and in free agency to take this team to the next level in 2026, where they might be able to enter as the division favorites. And be the team that is kind of what the Lions became, where they all of a sudden just sparked up and all of a sudden they became a 12-win team, a 13-win team, and they're a Super Bowl contender. That's the arc I think the Bears are on right now.
Yeah, and I think the points that you made about, I know Bears fans maybe a year later than you would have liked, you don't get Dennis Allen if you don't have it be a year later. And I think that combination between, really, it's something that Bruce Arians used to tell us on our old TD Fantasy podcast. It's not about the head coach alone. It's about the staff that they bring along. And this staff, you forget Eric Bieniemy's on this staff. You forget you've got a great quarterback coach. You've got a great linebacker coach. You've got a great running. This is a staff that they put together. And that happened because of the relationships that Ben Johnson built over time and his ability to understand what he's great at and what his deficiencies are. And he's confident in himself. He's not worried about, this is the problem that the Giants were in when you had Dable not hiring the best guy because you don't feel confident that you're going to have your job moving forward. This is what happens when you don't align things properly. And and yes, to your point, has it taken me longer to buy in because of the scars that exist? Yes. But I know the things that I've seen, and I know the league well enough, and I talk to enough people to understand. The Bears this offseason changed. They spent money like they'd never spent money before. They went and upgraded that. They started to act and be a true franchise. Really. Act like a real franchise. And some of the things that have happened from the business operations, from ownership standpoint, have really brought this franchise into the millennium, okay? Not in the 1900s when they were first started and the way that they were acting. This is a team now that Ben Johnson came in and had this is all the things I need to do to make this team relevant. And you look no further than his comments about him playing Madden, okay, and going on franchise mode so he could rebuild teams. This is what this man wants to do. It's what he was built to do. And Chicago fans, it's time to buy in if you haven't already. Just enjoy it. I know it's hard. I know you don't want to get burnt. And trust me, my comments and my captions and every single person I know from Chicago, my group chats, everybody's losing their minds, right? And they're just like, the cardiac kids. I go, yeah, but there's a part of me that goes, when I watch the Bears get the ball, not this past week, the game before, they get the ball back with 50 seconds, and I said, yeah, we're good. That's never happened in my whole life as a Bears fan. That's never happened. I've never,
That's
ever,
an instant
ever
loss for most of the time.
Correct. Yeah. And so you have to understand that something has happened that we've never had before. So just enjoy the damn ride, okay? Just be happy that we're not watching quarterback play like Minnesota is with J.J. McCarthy, because that's what we could be watching. And this is a significantly massive upgrade from where we've been, and it is all kudos to everything that has happened, not only with Ben Johnson, but this entire staff in the city of Chicago.